Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing an April Shop My Stash or a monthly makeup basket. I've been kind of like low-key a little bit on YouTube, low-key with beauty stuff in general. Not that I'm trying to make this like an update or anything, but yeah, I've been focusing a lot on like house stuff lately, and March was just like a weird month. I don't know. I didn't feel like myself in March, whatever that is and whatever I am turning into. I don't know. Happy spring, happy April, and let's talk about the makeup that I used last month and the stuff that I'm bringing in this month. March was the second month that I had brought this one in just to get another pass at all the shadows. I mean, this is the, Modern Renaissance. We all know this one. But there's so many colors in this palette that I really, really like and never get to enough. And I just wanted to see if I could get another pass at it. I think I brought in a little too many shadows last month because it just felt like that, because I have like two different projects going on, and then I have the products I'm trying to use in the Shop My Stash, and I just felt like I couldn't get to everything as much as I really wanted to. But yeah, I did get another pass at most of these shadows. I really, really love, Buon Fresco. This shade never gets enough love from me, and I love it. It's absolutely beautiful, and I just never get to use it that much. So the Illegal Cargo by MAC, I absolutely loved wearing this shade just like on its own even, or just like a quick like no thinking eyeshadow with like a little something on the crease maybe or not, doesn't matter. Different than just like a brown or like a champagne color. I always was wondering if I like this enough to keep it in my collection, so it turns out I do like it, so that's good. These are my like old school MAC colors. Everything I have is old school pretty much because all my makeup is old. And this one's Twinks and Dazzlelight. Loving these. These are still really, really good eyeshadows, and I still love using them. Dazzlelight especially got tons of use this month. I use this a lot. It's a really good highlight shade. It's not super reflective, which I like that sometimes, but it's still very noticeable too, so it's the best of both worlds. Love that. I did want to mention this that has been sitting around in my collection for years, like literally years, going untouched. And this one is called Larkabout. I used to wear it as like a brow bone highlight, like strictly as a brow bone highlight. Now I've started using it as like a lid shade, and I love it. And I was shocked. Well, I certainly have a lot of it, so it'll last me for quite some time. So I'm happy that I rediscovered this eyeshadow. So this is going to be one of those shadows that I'm going to make a point to use, just like Buon Fresco from my Modern Renaissance. Like they all kind of fall into that like lavender, but like not extremely purple and lavender, you know what I mean? But this is, yeah, it's very sheer, but I was shocked that I still really, really like that as a lid shade. Eyeliners, L'Oreal eyeshadow. This one is the Infallible one. This one is in Dark Slate, and I thought that I was kind of not sure about this. I was like, I might want to declutter it. Same with like the MAC Waveline one. So I got some pretty decent usage out of both of them, and as I wore them more, I liked them more, kind of a thing. Here was a favorite of mine back in the day. This is the Magnetic Fields, this MAC Magnetic Fields, and I really used to love this eyeshadow as like a crease shade. I don't know, I just felt a little not as in love with it as I used to be. This was like my go-to, like I could always count on this shade in my crease, and I probably still could. I don't know if I just gave it enough of a chance this time around. I don't think I wore it as much as I could have because of all the other shadows, but I definitely want to, at some point play around with this again. So I'm not saying it's like a chopping block kind of a shadow. It's pretty, so I don't really get what was going on with that. Sometimes some shadows really just like, I don't know, they kind of surprise me with how much my opinions change on them, or wasn't as immediately like, ooh, I love this still as as it used to be. So I have to figure that out. Brought in these two blushes in March. The NARS, typical NARS Orgasm there. We've all seen that. And the Bobbi Brown Pale Pink, which is like, not even pale, but I love both of these. This was like one of my favorite blushes when I first got this. It doesn't come off as bright, or sorry, as like pigmented maybe as what I remember. I mean, it's still, you can see it here. It's very pigmented. It's actually quite natural looking, surprisingly, for as bright as it is in the pants. I like this for a very natural kind of blush look on me. That's how it turns out. I can use them any day. I can trust them to not look insane on me. For lipsticks, March was the month that I brought in a lot of like pinky colors, and I did bring in this Avon Mocha Brown. It doesn't look that bad like when I swatch it, but when I put it on, it just doesn't do anything for me. So that's something to think about. Craving by MAC. Like, I don't wear this color enough at all. I got to wear Craving literally 2 times last month, and that's kind of a shame. So I actually am bringing Craving into this month so that I get more use out of it. Because I think for as long as I've had this lipstick, this looks so new still. Like, look at that. kind of like it better now than I did back then. I think it kind of suits where I'm at. Definitely gonna roll this into this month. I love this one. This one is NYX Bloom, and it's a very blue undertoned magenta, and I am obsessed with this. I'm glad I brought this in because I was kind of on the fence about this one. I forgot like how this looked on me. This was a good one, and I'm, you know, glad I got to use it a little bit more. And a lot of my favorite products that I'm talking about, I want to keep out and use them a lot more often because I don't like seeing these things just sitting around if I really, really enjoy them. Like, what's the point of that? Especially when I have things that are like just okay. Like, I'd rather wear the stuff that I like more, right? The Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter. This matches my skin tone, but just a little bit of shimmer, but I like that. I'm starting to kind of wipe away that sand dune kind of imprint on the top. And I really, really enjoyed just applying this, and you know, it doesn't really look over the top. This one is the Ulta Beauty Liquid Illuminator highlight that I also really, really like. I think this might be the only liquid highlighter that I own, and I really have enjoyed using this too, which is shocking because I had a liquid highlight a long time ago, a Stila one, and I never used it. Like, this is when I was like first getting into makeup, didn't know what I was doing with it. I know what I'm doing with it now, so I've really just enjoyed applying it. So these were both really, really nice highlighters just to have and use, so I really enjoyed using both of those. So let's get into this month. Okay, so I didn't bring in a ton of eyeshadows this month because priority this month is more so by project eyeshadows. But there weren't too many eyeshadows left that I haven't played with yet in the Shop My Stash cycle. So the only like 2 MAC eyeshadows that were left were these 2, looks very similar, these 2 brown MAC eyeshadows. This one is Cork. This one is Wedge, and you're probably like, wow, Jen, those are kind of like boring. I don't want to think too much about eyeshadow this month, and it was kind of perfect because sometimes I just need boring. And I think after like all these crazy colors that I've been using like in my projects, not that I have a lot of crazy colors, but I've been using like a lot of greens and stuff like that, and I just need a break. So this is actually perfect. I need like very simple colors, but both of these are just brown eyeshadows, right? Like they don't look that great, but they're very reliable. You can find these browns in any palette, I'm sure, but I really like them. I think that they're just like reliable. I'm like swatching them and not showing you, but they're just very reliable brown shades that I can wear on the lid, you know, transition shades or crease shades, whatever. And I'm all about the reliable life right now and not messing around with too much stuff. Like, you can kind of see it on my face today. Like, I'm just kind of in a very neutral, like easy makeup kind of way these days. And I'm actually wearing, I think it's Cork on my lids, like in my crease. I've been really just like chill makeup right now. And for palettes, I am pulling in this one of these holiday palettes from Too Faced, and it comes in a set of 3. This one is the I Believe in Pink palette. This one is all pink, as you can see, and I haven't been wearing pink a lot on my eyes, but these are very like easy to wear pinks in my opinion. They look kind of boring, but again, not trying to be extra this month. I really like enjoy watching other people like wear really colorful looks, but I don't know, like I've just been like low-key, like I said, just really low-key about things, and I don't know, that's just where I'm at. This fits kind of my aesthetic right now. I really, really like this color right here. I love that one. This is called Spoiled Rotten, and I just like enjoy wearing that in my crease, and again, lid shade, whatever. And I just want to play around with these. These are literally all the eyeshadows I'm bringing in because I really want to focus on those projects. Eyeliners, I'm bringing in MAC Forever Green. It looks pretty dark here. You can see the definition there, but it's not really dramatic, but it's a olivey golden green. Always like this one. Chill vibe. Same with this one. This is a favorite, but they don't make it anymore. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeliner in the shade Copper. Again, doesn't look like a big deal. Like, it just looks like a coppery brown, but it's always worked for me. Definition without looking super dramatic. Also, this like NYX Black Bean. It's just a black eyeshadow crayon, and it's pretty intense when you swatch it. It's like very, very inky and black. I know I was like, yeah, I want to do like light colors and stuff, but I'm also interested in doing a little smoky look with this because I never use this. The last time I used this was for Halloween for my son, like he was Coco. I just have it sitting around most of the year, like unused, untouched. So gonna use it as a liner, gonna use it as a shadow. I always appreciate a nice black eyeliner shadow kind of situation. Last eyeliner I'm bringing in is this, again, L'Oreal Infallible. I have like 3 of them. This is the shade Espresso, and just a really pretty dark brown color. Nothing super crazy going on there, but I think it's nice to kind of have the darker ones mixed with the more, you know, light, easy, everyday kind of stuff. I have 2 blushes that I'm bringing in. This Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Powder. This is in the shade Strike a Pose Rose. No, they do not make this anymore. You can tell it's kind of like old school with the striping and all of that. This is like a really nice blush. I actually really, really love this one, even though it is old and like kind of dated looking. So this has always been one of my favorite blushes. I used to have 3 of them, and this is the only one I still have. Blush that I used in a project pan last year. If you were following, my very first project pan has a broken mirror, but I hit pan in it last year and I haven't used it since then. So I definitely want to get more use out of this, because this is another favorite of mine. I really, really like this Cargo blush. I don't think they make it anymore. It's like old. Not surprised about that. It's a blush highlighter. They don't even tell you the shade on here, so I couldn't even tell you. I'm not going to use the blush in this palette, by the way. This does have a blush in it, but I'm not going to use that because I just want to focus on the shadows in that palette. I'm bringing in MAC Pearl and also the Mary Luminizer. It's been mentioned many times before on YouTube. It's popular for a reason. It works. It is just that payoff that you want in a highlighter. It's a really good one. Every time I see this packaging, I think of Taylor Swift. Like, I don't know, I think it looks like Taylor Swift. The Pearl one, I really, really like this one. It is a cream product, older, and I do want to get a lot of use out of this. And bronzer, I'm only bringing in 1 because I am trying to pan another one, the old school Hoola bronzer in the old packaging. It was not in a project pan, believe it or not, but yeah, I actually hit pan on that naturally, and good. I've had this for like forever. And it's a good bronzer. I'm wearing it today too. I enjoy it, works with my skin tone. It's a good one. For lip products, I am bringing in some pretty nude, boring shades. And I just like, again, I'm trying to get away from using like tons of color on my lips for some reason. I'm just like not feeling like wearing crazy stuff on my lips these days. This is a favorite. I've mentioned this in my unofficial Project Pan video, where I want to just start seeing this go down, maybe finished at some point soon. This is Avon's In the Buff, and it is discontinued, but it is one of those like nude colors that always worked on me, so I'm bringing that in. The NYX pencil in mauve. I just haven't used this in a really long time, so I want to explore that again. It's a little bit darker than, you know, In the Buff, but it's still kind of like easy to use. Not a lot of thinking involved with that. Next one is a shade I'm actually wearing right now. This one is NYX Natural. So I bought all these lip pencils around the same time because I was trying to play around with like lip pencils as lipstick. And I've been wearing everything with masks lately because I just don't care. I'll wear lip gloss, lipstick, whatever. But it is kind of nice to wear a product that I know won't get all over my mask too badly. I'm really into like natural looks right now, so makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this April's makeup basket. I got a lot of updates with like my collection projects, stuff like that, and things that are coming in, so definitely stay tuned for those videos. Definitely consider giving this video a like and a subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.